A lot of the companies around here, they're looking for that high turnover rate. You know, if somebody stays, good. If not, kick them to the curb. And so it was pretty tough during the last bit of the economic collapse that we just came out of. And ever since the new presidency and stuff, business is like kicked off like really, really well. The whole economy around here has. Here at Mudslingers, we take people on fossilized shark teeth tours into the creek systems of Hogtown, everywhere from behind my house all the way to different creeks around town, and finding different colors from the different sediments and just having a blast.
Oh my God!
So when I was about 6, my brothers and sisters took me down to the creek right down here where we do most of the tours, and found my first lemon shark tooth. It was bright white and been hooked on it ever since. So 30-something years later, just still doing it. Like most people, I started off just how the people I teach, not knowing where to search, you know, just bumbling around. Now I'm able to expedite their finds by years of just digging out there on my own. For the tours, I worked a little bit for a tree climbing company, then worked for a big nursery in the southeast for about 7, 8 years, and then pretty much went homeless for a couple years, and then it was hard to find a job around here for 6. Being homeless for 2 years was one of the most humbling moments of my life, where you had to live off the land, nothing was promised, had to build my own shelter. Luckily I knew somebody with a sawmill that had plenty of just trash boards, as they would call it in the wood world, but it was enough to make a house sustainable, and that was just amazing. It did stink about not finding any real work. Started going back out to the creeks, knowing I could make a few dollars here or there on the larger shark's teeth, and next thing you know, people are emailing me how much were tours to take them out, and therefore I began my research on everything else that can be found out there in the creek systems. It was tough. Emotionally was, man, I had some dark moments, I ain't gonna lie. But I pushed through. I've always had the entrepreneurial spirit. Mom and Daddy were entrepreneurs themselves, with driving the mail trucks, and they always inspired me to do something, learn some type of skill that most people don't have. So growing up, Daddy taught me about being a mechanic or other skill set that people will need, and teacher was one of those skill sets, and that's kind of how this falls into it, teaching people how to hunt, look for the right locations to find their dream trophy of a tooth or whatever other fossil they're looking for out there. Look for a niche. Take what you're good at and become better. You know, I can't tell you how many times people made fun of me for playing in these creeks all my life, and here I am. You know, like I had so many teachers make fun of me. They would see me coming out of the creeks at 39th Avenue and ask me the next day, "You got your homework? Why were you in that creek?" And growing up, Mom and Daddy said that nothing would be made off that creek, and honestly, they were right at that time. It was just perfect timing for me, and I think all the rough stuff that I went through was kind of a karma kick around. So, I don't know, it's just a wonderful, wonderful thing.